All right, should we get on with some comments now?
Please.
Okay. First comment. Is Corbyn going to be heckled everywhere he goes, asking him, is he anti-Zionist? Like they did with Tim Farron, asking him if he thought gay sex
Oh,
was wrong.
oh
I
God,
don't
yeah.
think anybody gave a shit what Tim Farron thought, did they? They're like thousands of people crowding around the Lib Dem leader, anxious to hear what he has to say. I flip-flopped, Matt.
Yeah, go on.
I think Corbyn should come out and say he's anti-Zionist.
Right. Why is that then?
Um, because oh no, I didn't expect a follow-up question. Uh, I just thought it was a good thing to say. No, I do think that okay, I don't really know. I don't how about that? I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is, but I think there's a good argument why he should. But it's not I don't have any rat in the fight, right?
I think you just say I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. That's what I just
I
said.
don't know.
That is what I said.
That's what he should say. Yeah.
He should say, I don't know if I'm
He says I don't know. I
anti-Zionist.
don't know.
I haven't thought about it.
Looking to me for I'm just a fucking.
Yeah, I
You got
don't know.
rid of me. Ah!
Yeah, it's
You
true.
want that now? You want me to fucking say what you think? Fuck off. That's what you should say.
But I do think that I keep saying I think this because it's
Yeah.
sort of like you just feel like you have to give an opinion on these things. But what I thought was that there are reasons why it might not be a bad idea. That's what I thought.
Okay.
Because you were saying, for example, that you should be stronger on stuff.
Yeah.
And I had an argument against that we didn't get to last time,
Okay. Go
which
on.
is that what I quite like about Corbyn, one of the many things I like about Corbyn as a leader, not politically or not things he's done for fucking charity or whatever the fuck, right? Just him personally as a sort of figurehead, as a leader, as a prime minister, is that he's not a strong man in any of the ways that someone like Donald Trump is. And I like a lot about Donald Trump. He's a very funny guy. Very funny guy. But I wouldn't vote for him personally. I wouldn't vote for Donald Trump. And I wouldn't, and I think there's this problem with people, the people that really hate Donald Trump, they then turn around to someone like Jeremy Corbyn and go, oh, he's not a strong man. And it's like, you don't like strong men though.
Yeah.
Don't you? I mean, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like, yeah, but he's not leadership material, is he? It's like, what? What is leadership material? Fucking Keir Starmer. It's like, what do you actually want? I don't want that. And you can say, well, he's not going to win. Like it's this project, it's this idea that well, it's other people out there. They want that, and we've got to pander to their needs. And I don't think that's the case. Again, with Donald Trump's very strange because in some ways he does tick a lot of those boxes, but he's also just incredibly weird.
Mm.
And you would just imagine, if you came across him, well, as people did for many years, and think this guy could never get anywhere in politics, and then he was hugely successful, and no one could have predicted that. And I think that's the problem where people are like, okay, we've got this guy, Jeremy Corbyn. He's incredibly popular. How do we make him more popular? Oh, we should change him. We should make him do the opposite to what he is, and then
But
we'll
you've
win.
you're
It's like, well,
you flip
why do
flop.
you
You said
think
he
he's
should say
popular?
he's anti-Zionist.
Why should you say he's anti-Zionist?
Are you saying he
Because
should be? You're confusing me.
well, I think anti-Zionism is the problem is that yes, well, it's a similar thing with this in that like what is he going to lose from saying that he's anti-Zionist at this point?
Probably nothing. I think probably people don't really know. I don't know if people really know what Zionism is, and it's all contested meanings. That's why I think you end up getting into the weeds a bit if you start getting into those kind of words. It's like being anti-imperialist, but with a more weird word. So
I don't know. I mean, these days, I'm not so sure that's the
the last
case.
2 years, I think the word Zionism has come up a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
So there's perhaps a lot more understanding, but I don't know. I think leaders can and should sort of talk in more broad brush terms because otherwise it's just I don't know. I think you end up getting a
But
bit.
I think you also want to be very clear on your position, right? And I think anti-Zionist, it's not clear. Anyway, it's hard to define exactly what it means.
Yeah.
but I think it puts you in a particular camp.
Yeah, it puts you in a camp, but it feels like a bit of a box, boxes you in really. I mean, like it's fair enough. I'm sure
Well, this
that
is why it's a judgment call. Because what I mean is the
yeah,
pros
but I
to
think I sort of feel it'd be a bad idea. I mean, it's one thing to
well, I
say that
know, you
you
sort of
oppose.
do, right? But you sort of might don't. So it's that's why we're having this discussion.
Mm.
But how about this, Matt? Why don't you tell me what are the pros for Corbyn coming out and saying he's anti-Zionist in your mind? What could possibly
Pros,
be good about it?
I guess it would signal a kind of a sort of solid sense of leadership. It would close down that kind of sniping on that side of the party. It would signal, I mean, business. And it's a fairly kind of clear, we're not going to support Israel doing genocidal activity. So I think, I can see the argument for it, but I don't really buy it as a judgment call.
That was really good. I mean, I'm really sold. So what's the argument against?
The argument against Corbyn calling himself a Zionist, I think, is
Anti-Zionist.
sorry, anti-Zionist is. I think a lot of people would jump on that, whether through malign intent or misunderstanding, and think that it would that it might mean or say that it means that he opposes Jewish people going to Israel and opposes the state of Israel and opposes any kind of settlement that is remotely favourable to the Jewish people. So I think that would be I think it's rife with opportunities for misunderstanding and for malign manipulation. I think people
But
don't really.
it,
I think I think if
firstly,
you
it
say you
would be,
oppose the illegal
firstly,
settlements, that,
it would be against the state of Israel. So
yeah.
what's that? That's just that, right?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, there is going to have to be some kind of, well, I don't know if there will be, but one would hope that there would be a peace settlement in the Middle East where I don't know if people can live there in peace, but you know what I mean. There needs to be a calming down of all of that and some measure of justice. And I'm not sure what Corbyn using a particular word is going to contribute to that.
Yeah, okay. So, but on the one hand, you're saying that doesn't really mean very much, but on the other hand, you're saying that it does kind of contribute
It
to.
would solidify the support on the left of,
Yeah, I think it would be a challenge
but
to.
but
Yes, but it would, and it would also be a challenge to people. I mean, this is the thing. As it is, he's in a really weak position, very much in the same way as the anti-Semitism smears before, because on the one hand, he's already seen as like this, incredibly pro-Palestinian MP. He's been smeared with anti-Semitism stuff for a long time. All right. And now he's in this position where he's seen as like the sort of bastion of that, but on the other hand, he won't commit to what for many people in the movement is a basic position.
maybe my attitude to it, and it's just a guess, but my feeling is that people don't really think that Jeremy Corbyn is anti-Israel. I don't think people really think that he's trying to screw over the Jewish people or even the state of Israel. I think
But
everyone
you
knows.
think that if he said he was anti-Zionist, they would think that.
I think it would give them ammunition, and politics is a
There is
game of.
plenty of ammunition.
And I think that what the vast majority of people who oppose Corbyn and say those kind of things are probably convincing themselves and or other people
So I don't know if it would.
that's what they think. I think they know that Corbyn wants a peace settlement that would be hopefully good for everyone in the region. But they don't like that because it involves compromise. And also, I guess they feel that he would be the kind of person to capitulate to Islamic radicals, who could end up, which could end up meaning that that there is a kind of reverse of the power structure.
But this is the thing, right?
I don't think that would happen, but I think
Yes,
that's
but
what.
these are arguments that are already in play, right? And the idea is that either you try and it's not quite triangulate, but it's a synonym of that of some sort, which has a different meaning. It doesn't make any sense. But another word where you capitulate, I suppose, to some of these arguments by not playing into saying things, strong phrases like anti-Zionist,
Mm.
right? So you've got these attacks coming at you, and you're already being cast as someone who is all of these things, and you're like, okay, so well, I'll be clever, and I won't say these particular buzzwords that are known about it, right? That's what you're saying, right? That you should
Well,
avoid these
I'm
words.
not just saying that
No,
for cynical
the
reasons,
flip
though. I'm
side to
just
that
thinking.
is that you go full in on it. And you say, yes, I am anti-Zionist. And ideally, I would like to see the destruction of the state of Israel. That is what you're voting for if you vote for me. We also have these other policies if you'd like to discuss those.
But that's such an inflammatory thing to say because, of course,
It
there
is
needs to be.
inflammatory, yes. Well,
It's
is that bad?
inflammatory, but it
You,
also
you,
implies a violent solution, and
it doesn't imply a violent solution.
it implies the destruction of. I mean, I
Yeah,
know
yeah. I
that's not
wouldn't
what
say
you
the
mean,
destruction. I wouldn't say the
but
destruction of Israel. I would say the dismantling of the
you've
Israeli
just
state.
you've just said it.
Yes, I
I mean,
say it. Yes, but
you
I'm
want the you.
fueled by violence. That's why I'm not
I mean,
Prime
I
Minister.
think everyone who
It's
wants
the only thing holding
justice
me back is
wants
my
one
violence.
state that is where it's a really democratic and accountable uh, state, which is, and probably has to go through some kind of process like happened in South Africa.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's possible. And
Yeah, but that's a separate
but
issue.
to
That's
say
a
that that's
separate
the
issue.
destruction of these, I think it's just
And you're getting my
like.
use of the word destruction was obviously provocative. That isn't obviously what Corbyn should say.
No, but that's what that will just if he says that he's anti-Zionist, that will just feed that idea.
Yes, I know we're going around in circles. I know it
Then
will feed that.
people will just say,
The
"Oh,
point is, the
Jewish
point
people
is,
don't
there's
go on
two
holiday to Israel now."
choices to face that. You either capitulate or you go, yes, I am that.
What's he capitulate to? Just
Well,
doesn't.
because now he's getting attacked from the other side where he won't say these
Why should you
anti-Zionists.
always go for the harshest word?
No, you shouldn't always. This is the
No,
choice. But Corbyn has always gone the other way. He's
yeah,
never gone for the hardest. He's
yeah.
always when he's in a leadership
That's
role,
good.
I mean. And that's
That's
the
good. That's
problem.
the reason that he did so well. That's the reason that he became the leader in 2015 because everyone thought he was so nice.
I'm not so sure.
The
I'm
reason
not
that he
so sure.
builds coalitions.
No, as I say, I don't know.
He
That's
could
why I
have
said
become.
I don't
He
know.
became within a
I'm
fucking
not. I guess I'm not
bit of
sure of
becoming
myself as
president.
you, Matt. You know, you've got your ideas, and you just can't see that the world is much more complex than nuanced. The way that I do, where I'm crippled, crippled. I can't do anything because it's so
See the
complex.
world so clearly that it cripples you. What do you
Yeah,
mean?
exactly. I can't get out of bed. Should we
Right.
get back to comments? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So we're in agreement then. You should say it's anti-Zionist. Okay, next topic.
I can't remember.
Moving on. It's
I
finished.
think she said, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, that's what you said first.
You tell
That
me,
was
Buster.
excellent. You don't know was excellent. And then it all fell apart. Tom Nicholas. Oh, for God's sake. Fucking Tom Nicholas. Tom Nicholas is like Harry Potter grew up to be a Lib Dem counselor. What was all this Lib Dem referencing? Who suffers from existential angst every time he finds himself nodding along to James O'Brien's criticism of the left. I can't read today. I don't know why. I'm sorry. There's a reply to this. Tom Nicholas is great. See, lively debate in the comments. Excellent points on all sides.
Well
And
done,
then
Tom.
someone else has said, I like him, but I dislike a version of himself which I have made up in my mind. That's interesting. Is that about me?
I really like the people who come on our comments are
I do think it's a
interesting
very
bunch, aren't
high.
they?
Don't be intimidated by the high level of comments. Please send your comments. Please comment. No, I think Tom Nicholas, he does look a bit like Harry Potter. I think that's fair enough. But what he looks like is if Harry Potter went to like an anime convention and had some crazy like a Final Fantasy convention in Vegas, and he had a crazy haircut. And obviously, if it's in Vegas, it would be run by mobsters, and and he owed money to the mobsters for some reason. That's why he has to churn out these videos. And they dragged him into the back, and they put his head in a vice, and they squashed it. That's what that's what whatever he's called looks like. Anyway, next comment. We've only got 10 minutes left of this meeting. I watched some more of Konstantin ass kissing.
Constantine kissing.
No, no, that's not
Learn
what
to say
he's
the name.
written. That's not what he's written. I'm reading what he's written. He's written constant ass kissing.
Right.
That's what he's written. All right.
I'll
We
find
all
out.
know his name's Quentin Crisp. Trigonometry podcast. I need to stop. Sorry, I'm going to start again. I watched some more of Constant Ass Kissing's Trigonometry podcast. In brackets, I need to
I
stop.
need to stop.
They hosted actual Bibi Netanyahu and lied and said they challenged him. They've just done a video defending themselves and him. Please raise your profile by starting a beef with them. Go after the sidekick, Francis Foster, because he's weaker. You could take him. Yeah, the silent one. Yeah, I feel sorry for the silent one. I don't know exactly how aware he is of what's going on. I feel like he's being taken advantage of to some degree. I feel
Do you
maybe we need to save him.
do you think that this might be a good time for you, rather than me doing it, to plug my YouTube because I have done exactly that.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Matt
Remember?
Matt made a video not about the Netanyahu interview, but about a
Yes,
recent.
I did. It was about Netanyahu
No, it's
interview.
about them talking together, wasn't it?
Well, but they, as
Oh, is
as
that
our,
was that the
as our
follow up?
commenter
Oh, I
says,
see.
which I can't read because it's too small. He says that
Javid
they did a
Collingston.
video defending their
Oh,
interview
okay.
with Netanyahu, and so I criticised that, and that's on my that I put that out on Shorts about a week ago. In fact, I think it was prompted by this comment actually. Maybe not prompted, but the commenter certainly encouraged me to do it, and I've done one previously as well that got 1,000 views or so about 3 weeks ago about them being wrong on Gaza. So yeah, I have taken that. I have taken that
So check
on.
out what is it called? Matt Alford, Scourge of
Scourge of the Spin Machine.
Trigonometry of the Spin Machine.
Scourge of the Spin Machine, and I do criticize it. I mean, I
He's
kind
got a
of I
brilliant
don't object
video,
to.
incredible
By the
video
way, I
out
don't
there.
object to them interviewing Netanyahu.
He
I mean,
objects to it, but not now. He's changed his. He's flip flopping.
what? I'm not flip flopping. I said
He's not flip flop. He's
I'm
denying that he's flip
criticizing
flopping.
I'm criticizing their
He's
approach
criticizing.
to
Stop him.
international affairs.
He's
But I
criticizing.
don't.
He's
But they're a
criticizing the
podcast. They're
idea of
allowed to
international
bring
affairs.
people on with different perspective. And if Netanyahu didn't go on
He's
their show,
allowing the generous Matt Alford is allowing trigonometry to bring on people with different perspectives, even though they have the same perspective in this particular case. But that's too bad.
and I think they did push back a bit against. I mean, they did. I think their last question was something like, "How is this going to end
No, no,
up
the
in?"
best bit was when they pushed back and they said, I have to disagree with you, BB, whatever they called him. And they were like, you say that you want in Gaza there to be a leadership that will represent the Palestinian people that comes from the people of Gaza. And he's like, how can you say this when they just want to they want to kill all Jews. They want to kill everyone.
Yeah,
It's like, yeah, you're right. I guess I'm just a lover. I said,
yeah.
I'm just a lover, Quentin. What can I say? I just see the good in people. It's
No,
basically.
Mr. BB. I love you, Mr. BB. It's such a cute name. BB.
Yeah, BB is a good name actually. Is
It's
that his
very
full?
sweet.
Is that his full name?
No, no, BB's just a nickname.
Full?
On his passport, it just said, no, Benjamin Netanyahu is
Oh
my
yeah.
nick. My real name is BB.
Oh, I knew that. What the fuck was I thinking? Why is he called BB? What the fuck is that?
Well, I guess it's sort of a shortened version of Benjamin, isn't
It
it?
isn't though.
Very,
It,
very
it,
cute.
it
It's a
isn't a
very
shortened.
cute name for a very non-cute man.
Can we get one for Adolf? Like Addy.
Addy.
Addy, yeah. No, it's got to be more cuter than that. Like
Well, Goebbels could be
Gerbs,
evil.
Gerbs.
Gerby doll.
Gerbils.
Gerbily. Oh,
I don't like the way the little one bullies the big one these days.
yeah, that's
These days.
made me laugh.
Yeah, what's that all about?
Well,
Is he saying
I think you
that
need to look deep into the mirror.
No, let's clear this up right now, all right? Last time I was trying to talk about something or other, and Matt was continually trying to do a fucking yes and game in the middle of this political podcast. We've only got an hour. We're trying to get through all the
Uh,
stories that we can. All right. And I was just trying to close it down. I was just firefighting the whole time. You think that I'm bullying. This is how Matt manipulates you, right? He comes across like this, oh, I'm bumbling fool. Oh, Starbucks drink. Oh, it's off. Right? No, he's actually a terrifying master of evil and deception. So I'm doing this for you. You know the way that Israel is protecting the West from the barbaric Arab hordes? I'm protecting the internet from Matt Alford by keeping him here, contained in this. It's like one of those plastic cages that you keep Magneto in. Any any further questions, put them in the comments. Daniel Laker 92, Lord Melcher stuffing an angel slice in his face and chugging a mug of cream while doing a podcast and smearing cream all down his nose is the sort of quality broadcasting I've come to expect from this channel. Me too, Daniel. Deep Statey. Oh, have we done that one, haven't we? I think we've gone. Yeah, that all the comments we got this week. It's it's poor. It's poor, Matt. What can I say? Jesus Christ. If you love that comment section and you wish there was more of it, bloody send us a comment. We've got 2 minutes, 30 seconds left of this half. We do this on Zoom, by the way, because it's free. And then we take a break and then we come back. Isn't that right, Matt? Isn't that how it works?
no.
So what else is going on? You've got what can you cover in 2 minutes? A lot of dead air in this episode, Matt. Is it because
Mm,
you're hungover?
mm,
I'm trying to involve you.
mm, yeah.
So I don't know. I was trying to understand what was going on with the Reynor, but I was quite distracted because there was an incredible news story this week. Did you
Which one?
see it?
Is it that America says that they won't rule out regime change in Venezuela and have parked a aircraft
No, Matt,
carrier
that's
off
boring.
their coast?
God, international. No, it was the guy that amputated his own legs, of course,
Oh God, yeah, I did read that this morning.
in preparation for this. That warms the cockles.
No, my friend sent it to me.
Oh,
Uh, yeah, what? And he seemed to be doing it as an insurance scam slash sexual gratification
yeah.
for
I don't
using his
like
own
this.
legs.
I don't like this smearing, this whitewashing that it was an insurance scam, right? You know, if you're sexually into amputating your own legs, that is a full-on. You don't need other motivation. I don't think. Like as insurance scams go, it's a bad one, right? If there was no sexual impulse, you would be, oh, it's genius. What? It's a win-win. You fucking lose your legs. It was insane. But the other
You
thing
know how
was,
he did? Did you see how he did it?
oh, I watched it. I went on what's his name? Um, the Eunuch Maker. Have you seen this website? So he was in. This is the porn that he was watching. Do you remember that guy? Who's that famous guy that says like the definition of pornography is like there's no definition whatever, but you know it when you see it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not so sure now. I'm not so sure. With the eunuch maker and a man dry freezing his own legs so he can cut them off. It's like, is this porn? I guess they might have done it in a pornographic way, where like he comes in, he's like the plumber. There's like all this innuendo. He's like, I'm here to see about your pipes. Oh, these pipes have got to go. Well, I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
take these pipes out, I'm afraid. I don't know any. And we're back. And we're back.
What I just found on the floor.
Oh,
Fake ear.
is that some? Are you getting into that severing of body parts porn?
Yeah. Yeah. It was sexy when I
I'm going to
tore this off.
complain to the BBC for pushing
Yeah.
this pornography on. I'd never heard of it, and now I feel like I have to get into the latest trend. As an
Mm,
upcoming YouTube channel, we have to cover all the trends, and
mm.
this is clear what's going on. So you got rid of your ear.
Well, no, I think it fell out of the dressing up box, but I didn't realize that I had a fake ear. What a strange thing to have.
Yes, it's strange. It's very strange that you don't know why you have it.
No, must have been part of a set of something.
Well, I thought you would know.
Set of ears.
You would hope it
Hang
was
on,
part of a set.
but yeah, two ears probably. Most people have two ears, don't they?
Yes. Yes, Matt, they do. God, this podcast, man, I just feel like
Don't talk down the podcast. If you don't have
The
faith in the
podcast is going,
podcast, how is
isn't it?
anyone else going to have faith in it?
Well, people have more faith than I do. I'm a man of little faith in just about anything. Uh, but I do want to
Good.
say,
Even if you get 200 people watching it, it's good.
it means nothing. You mean nothing to me. The people that regularly send comments, I hate you all. I want lots of people to be this. It's all about huge numbers. But we've got to get more people. We need to, come on, we
You
need
don't
to
even know how many people subscribe to your YouTube. You thought it was 1,600. It's about 3,000. It's
Okay.
about half wrong. It's your self-esteem problem.
No,
means
because
that you can't even
I only
read
as I said, I only
simple
concentrate
fucking
on the
digits.
last. All right, all right. You're right. No, you're right. You're right, Matt.
Sorry, simple bollocking digits.
What did you say before that?
Fucking.
Did I swear at all in the first part?
I can't remember.
Because remember, got to stop that. Got
Got
to
to stop
nip
it.
that in
Only
the
use
bud.
British swear words.
Only use British swear words like
Nip it in the
rollock,
bollocks.
like pufter.
Oof. God.
What else have you got? Minger. all the classics. Yes. Only use British swear words because YouTube doesn't know. It's ignorant of British swearing. I think this thing nobody knows. Nobody actually like people do their whole like even massive YouTube channels. They spend their whole time avoiding certain topics, certain words, just because they think, just because they've read on Reddit that that might be like this is the world we live in. No one has any actual idea what you're supposed to do or what's going on, or if you're being shadow banned, or it's just who fucking knows. I mean, obviously we're being shadow banned. I mean, how else could you explain the fact that this podcast is not getting high numbers? Because it's such a good podcast, isn't it, Matt?
Yes, it is.
Good. That was good. That was a good section.
Yeah,
We'll
it
clip
was.
that. We'll clip that. Fantastic podcast talks about itself for 5 minutes. Put that on YouTube. So many fucking views
Then you carry on with content after you've
content.
said that it's good.
So much content in this, as you can see from the first half, stuffed, packed with content. Oh yeah, here's something. Here's something. Nigel Farage. Oh, Graham Linehan. He's been arrested for tweeting, and everybody's shocked. But you know, you wouldn't be shocked if you listen to this podcast because we've been talking about this for ages. Yeah, the problem of that general thing getting arrested for tweets. And I'd say to Graham Linehan and them that he, if you really cared about, I mean, whatever, like just things in general, he would have been aware of this before. This is the problem with him. He's I don't know if you noticed, but he's quite obsessed with one particular thing. And the problem is if you seriously want to tackle a problem, you have to look at how that is connected to other things. And he doesn't do that. So he wasn't really aware of the free
How's
speech.
the problem connected to other things?
Well, free speech, for one thing, is an issue here. And he should have known that we're living in this time where people get arrested with armed police, with big raids of people's houses for things that they tweet. This has been going on for the last year. It's old news.
I think he is aware of it. I think a lot of
he's
people
aware.
are
He's
aware
very
that
aware.
It's a massive issue.
He's aware of it now, but he wasn't aware of it before.
You think he
Only
wasn't
when
aware of there's issues over freedom of speech?
No.
I'm sure Graham Linehan was pretty acutely aware of.
Well, why was he so surprised?
Well, that is a good question. That might be a personality quirk.
He's constantly
Because he
surprised.
does seem to get really
Oh,
quite.
I haven't woke up in my bed again.
off.
Oh my god, still in my bed. Yeah.
I think he was surprised because what he said was not incitement, was it? It was so.
It was a joke. It was a terrible. It was a very bad joke, but it was a joke.
Yeah.
Because it was a joke about having balls. I mean, I can't wait for the court when they have to say that in court. You see, Your Honor, just simply a joke about a woman having balls. It is not about the kicking. It is the balls themselves, which is the focus.
Yeah.
I turn to the good jury.
Yeah.
What of the balls? It is not the violent act of the kicking. No, that is merely It's merely a collocation.
I refer the lady to Exhibit B, a
Balls.
large
It's a
pair
big
of
picture of
balls.
balls that I got cut off by the eunuch maker. It's a great website, Your Honor. I think you should look at it. It's all the rage on YouTube. Everybody's into it. The BBC's been pushing it for years. Yeah. Yes, but then Nigel Farage went to the US and he said that the UK is turning into North Korea. And that's what I've been saying. And I was like, I can't believe
Is
it.
that incitement? What happens? What would happen
Yes, we should
if
bomb
people were
it.
encouraged by Nigel Farage saying that Britain's becoming North Korea, and then we went ahead and made Britain North Korea? Huh?
Well, no, but
Anything could
that's
happen if you tweet it.
that's the legal thing, though, isn't it? That's legal. That's why I'm very careful on this podcast. You know, I would love to see Nigel Farage kicked in the balls legally in a legal manner. So what I want to see
I'd like
is
to see him volunteer to do it on
no. I want
with
to
like
see
a gunge tank.
I want to see a motion passed by my local Labour Party that's taken to conference, that's then passed in conference, becomes government policy, voted on in the Houses of Parliament, and then there is a legislation that Nigel Farage will be kicked in the balls, and then he's kicked in the balls. And you can't say that's incitement to violence.
Fair.
That's
not.
incitement to we're into legal violence here. We're heavily into legal. We love legal violence on this channel. We love inciting legal violence. And we love watching legal violence. We love talking about legal violence. Legal violence. It's the alternative. You're having problems on Twitter. How about legal violence? Join the police. Hey, join the IDF. Actually, that might not be legal.
Join the British government. Join the Labour Party. Do you feel very, very violent? Do you want to smash people's faces in and keep them quiet for some kind of thrill? Is removing your own legs not sufficient to give you a boner? Then join the Labour Party.
Yeah. Has amputee
There's only
porn...
3 members now. So
have you become jaded by amputee porn? It's just too much of it out there. It's too accessible.
This oh god, this amputee porn.
Oh, too much amputee porn.
I think the only way I'm going to get a fucking harder rush is to join the fucking.
I'm going to have to cut off someone else's penis. Use that. So he said that Britain's like North Korea. I think Britain's like North Korea, right? Should we go through the ways that Britain's like? What is North Korea most famous for?
Haircuts, weird uniforms, mass starvation.
Starvation, that's a good one, yeah. So the government spends increasing amounts of money on the military while its population starves. It's a good start. Yes. Next. That's not the most famous thing. What is the most famous thing about North Korea?
Kim Jong-un.
No. He's just passing. He's just one of many. This is a constant.
Okay. A dynasty of leaders, all from the same family.
Well, we have that. We have the royal family. So I assume Farage will want to get rid of the royal family. Too close to the Kims.
Loads of party officials use it looking like they're using computers, but actually the computers are just screens with no. That
sounds like Keir Starmer.
Have you ever seen that video? There's an amazing video
YouTube channel.
Basically, they take Western reporters. I think it's Vice. They take Western reporters into a computer room where they're all like, "You see all of our amazing computers? We're doing loads of research." And then, like the journalist is like, and then I noticed that there was no clicking of mouses, and everyone just had a blank screen because they can get a computer to turn on, but they can't do anything else.
No, but it's because they're all watching amputee porn. And they had to quickly turn it off when they came in. So, the Western press is here. No, but I think
Kim Jong-un does not.
But that's bullshit, though, Matt, because they clearly have computers. I mean,
this is 2014.
There's a computer in every household, but they
no,
certainly
it was
have
weird.
Some computers.
Maybe they were told to not have the computers on in case it was revealing state secrets. Maybe the computers were working fine.
Yeah, we're not sure.
We
don't know what. They don't know how to use computers. So just keep them turned off in case they release a secret. We'll just keep them off. But yes, no, look, the most famous thing about North Korea is its strong border policy.
It does have a strong border policy.
It does, doesn't it?
Demilitarized zone.
Yes, as a demilitarized. That's what they turn the channel into. That's what Nigel Farage is going for, you see. So I think, personally, I'm all for North Korea. I think we should become more like, but Nigel Farage doesn't. And so I would say to him, the main thing about North Korea is no one goes in, no one goes out. And if you
Mm.
don't want to fall into that trap, then what you want to do is you want to let even more people into the country, more and more, millions and because I think that's the other thing. They say that we've tried open borders. Let's try it more. Let's try even more. We haven't tried properly open borders. We haven't built a bridge where you can just walk across. Let's see if that works. We get more and more people. I mean, the thing about immigration, right, that I really don't understand is that there is no, it's so arbitrary, right? Like the population of the southeast of England is about the same as, the rest of England, right? So
Mm.
what is that? Is that just because so how can England be full? Like what is the meaning behind this idea that like if Britain had 100 million people in it, would that be a problem? Possibly, but not certainly. It could actually be great. Like there's not really any like this idea about the numbers do not matter, right? It's not about the numbers, surely. I'm not saying there aren't problems with immigration, but this fixation on the numbers is completely mental to me. No? Am I wrong?
Well, if you had a country of 100 million people, particularly all of a sudden, then the services wouldn't cope, would they? Like, I guess in theory, if you were to do it over 50 years, then the economy would just grow because more people are doing more things and all that. But I don't know. I think the idea of getting Britain's population up to 100 million, you'd also have to build an absolute shitload of houses. You'd destroy whole green belts and everything. So I think there would be a problem. Yeah.
I think we're in agreement. Corbyn should two policies: anti-Zionism, population 100 million next 5 years, one term, one term.
That would really come out of left field. Yeah, so our main priority is to get the
And
population up to
anytime anyone questions him on it, he
100
adds
million
another
people.
10 million.
Yeah, yeah. And if
What's
you
that?
ask me about it,
Yeah,
that
if you
would be
ask me about
strong
it, I'll ask you
leadership
to.
from Jeremy Corbyn. And if you ask me one more time,
If
I'm
I
going
see
to
one
add 10
tweet,
million more people to this fucking country every time you fucking ask.
yeah, I mean, I don't understand that as an argument. I think yes,
Extent Next policy, extensions for the small boats. We're going to build a fucking house on the side of every small boat and
yeah,
put a
houseboats.
motor on the bottom of it. We're basically going to make them big boats.
You could just
Bigger boats for migrants.
replace them with a big boat, but you have to.
Big
Well,
boats for migrants.
it's like one of those civilization games where you have to keep adding to the beginning bit that you've got.
It's your favorite game again, isn't it? Sims from 1999.
Oh, that's another thing I want to say. But I got that wrong. So SimCity 2000, they don't take off like spaceships at the end.
Oh,
So it's
that,
important
that
that I
was the
clarify.
best bit of the last podcast, Daniel.
Everything else in the last podcast I stand by and is 100% true and
What
fact
happens at
checked.
the end of Sims?
Somehow that slipped through our fact checkers. I don't know why. No, so there's no end to SimCity. No,
Barrel?
not the Sims. SimCity 2000.
Yeah.
Not the Sims. The Sims is shit. SimCity is where it's
Okay.
at.
Yeah.
No, that you get these super huge, like million person buildings. Kind of. I didn't even plan this, Matt, but it actually proves my point all along about population and density. So earlier in the game, it's very difficult to get even a million people in your city, but by the end, you're given these huge, high density buildings that allow you to have mega cities of millions of people. And my friend's dad was obsessed with this game, and he believed in his heart of hearts that if you got enough people, the buildings would take off and go into space. And I kind of misremembered that as actually happening, but it never did. It was just he was so convincing in his ideas about it.
Mm.
Yeah, no, I mean the problem with this country, yes, is services, right? Now, obviously, if you have 100 million people, then you have, unless they're all old and disabled and lost their limbs through their porn addiction, then these people can work, right? Like the reason that London and fucking Highlands of Scotland have the same problem in terms of the stretchedness of their welfare system or whatever. It's not population, is it? It's not that there's too many people in London, and that's
Yeah,
why
what you're
Oslo's
saying is
crowded.
that you just need to invest in infrastructure. That's what you're
Yes,
saying. That's
and you
right.
need to pay for people to
That's what
work
Jeremy
there.
will do. So
That's what
everyone go out
Jeremy.
and vote for Jeremy Corbyn. That's the point of this podcast, remember?
Is it okay? Good. And amputee porn, legalize it. Legal. Remember, legal violence. That's what we're into. Legal as much violence as we can. Legalize it all. Anyway, I was thinking if they how many are they getting rid of? 600,000. Is that right?
Well, that's what Reform want to do.
Yeah. So if they get rid of 600,000 people, and on the off chance that doesn't work, that doesn't solve all or any of the problems in this country,
Yeah,
then I've got a solution.
good.
We get rid of more people, and I've got a list.
Okay.
James O'Brien,
Oh God, yeah. Well, yeah.
Robert Peston.
Oh,
It'd be funny to see him go, wouldn't it?
oh,
John
I've been
Barrowman.
deported.
Who's that? Morrissey? Yeah, he can go. No, no,
Yeah,
Morrissey doesn't even live here.
he deported himself.
Yeah, John Barrowman,
Can't remember who that is. I think
Scottish
I get him
American
mixed up
actor.
with.
He looks a bit
Oh,
like Tom Cruise. He's in.
Jesus wept. Sorry, the
Oh, I didn't like that reaction. I guess John Barrowman will stay. We were having a change of heart with John Barrowman. He's going to stay
just doing a podcast,
in the country.
but it's kind of cash. Hi guys.
It's not cash. This is a serious. We're going through
So,
people.
John Barrowman, you want to
Well,
get rid of
it's a
John
list of
Barrowman?
people we're going to deport from the country. Okay, this is serious stuff. Noel Edmonds,
Okay.
Mr. Blobby,
Oh, yeah.
Ant, but not Deck, because we've got too many of these. I was thinking, so one of Jedward can stay, one of the Mitchell brothers, Michael Fabricant instead of Boris Johnson.
You can't say fab. No, you can't. But not. Well, you can for Americans
Fabricant,
because it means something different there. It means a
How
pregnant fish.
Howard from the Halifax, the Go Compare guy, who I think he's British. I think it's a British actor, even though he's pretending that he's Greek or something. The woman who put a cat in the bin,
Uh,
get rid of her. And
and she
Chesney
has to go
Hawks.
with the cat.
No, what? And the bin. It comes as a set.
And who?
Chesney Hawks.
Oh,
And if that doesn't work, then what? Get rid of more people. Who should we get rid of next?
well,
Lib Dems?
you could focus on other issues because immigration is notoriously a fucking non-issue until it's been plastered all over the fucking
I
newspaper
did that. I
for
watched Jeremy Corbyn's
25 years.
interview with Middle Eastern Eye, and obviously immigration came up. And yeah, he was not good on it because what you do is you do the pivot, don't you? The famous Bernie Sanders pivot. You say, yeah, I can I appreciate people are really upset about the immigration policy of the last few years. The immigration, you can agree with what you can agree. The immigration system is in crisis, but the real problem in this country is blah blah blah, whatever it is. Who knows?
To be
Nobody
fair,
knows.
it
It's
does
fine.
sound. I said it's a non-issue. I mean, traditionally, it's been a non-issue. It does sound like it's all gone a bit fucking Pete Tong, doesn't it? Pete Tong, for you American senses out there, is British slang for bollocks.
For Rolex. Um,
Does all sound a bit weird. I don't know how it's all happened, really.
well, okay, what's weird about it?
I don't understand why lots of people. I don't understand why the government doesn't want loads of people to come into the country, but the government's the one who brings them in. So,
Yeah, but that's always
apart
been.
from a tiny percentage of them who are coming in on boats across the channel,
Well,
just seems like an absolute
there's
fucking
there's two things. I mean,
incompetence.
firstly, this has been the policy of government for probably since the Second World War to some degree.
Yeah, to bring people in. Yeah. So what? So are they just saying that they want to reverse it, even though they're actually saying we definitely don't want to do anything about this because it's
Yeah,
important?
obviously that's one element.
Hmm.
But The other thing is, why is it an issue now?
Because Nigel made it an issue,
Right. So that's the thing. And
presumably.
so I think you've got to try and find another issue. That's the only way you can deal with this.
And what's the other issue? Have you got one?
Oh God, no, that's not for me. I'm not Jeremy Corbyn. He has to come up with it. I don't know what it would be.
Yeah. So you want Jeremy Corbyn to do the equivalent of what Nigel did when he stood on the White Cliffs of Dover?
Exactly. So he needs, and he has to do it at the White Cliffs of Dover. That's the only place you can come up with ideas. So he has to come up with
Well,
something else related, like
something
maybe
equally British.
the beaches. To be fair, the beaches in the southeast are very pebbly and shit, and the beaches in the northeast are fucking great. But it's too cold up there. So
Mm.
this could keep people busy. We move all the sand from the northeast. He just comes on news. People of Britain, listen to me now. Everybody, I want you up in the northeast by tomorrow. Train, cycle, everybody get up there. We're going to move the sand, and we just all get on with it. You know, it's like one of
Mm.
those. I'm trying to think who would write that kind of thing. There's like a short story writer, I think, that would do that kind of where it kind of ends. And the people of the town all went and started to dig the sand. And slowly but surely they forgot their problems. And the sand was all that mattered. And by the end of the day, they felt like they'd really done something. Yeah,
And
I
they'd
think
beaten the tide.
yeah. Um, no, I think the issue would be fucking global corporate finance system, tax haven networks, international pedophile ring. No, international nonce rings, and vested interests in arms networks, and the fact that this country makes so much money from drugs and arms sales, and exporting soft power kind of shite. That would be good, right? Basically, where things were sort of in 2012, before this whole identity politics thing started to get kind of pushed as more important. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they all sound like, yeah, good issues to focus on. It's about selling it, isn't it?
Well, you got to try.
Yeah. You got to try.
And I think this would be that would be a good opportunity. If there is this new party is going to come around, that would be one thing they could give a go, couldn't they? I suppose.
I'd have thought if you targeted the arms companies, you'd have thought that would be quite an effective thing because it's not like they're going to be the nicest people in the world. It's a good issue. Well, I mean, in a very British coup, that's what Harry, whatever he was called, who became the left-wing prime minister. He dismantled Britain's nuclear deterrent live on television. In the book
Himself. It's a bit
by Chris
dangerous.
Mullin. I think a scientist may have done it, but that was a very big symbolic act. I don't know if that would be a very effective thing for Jeremy to do,
Well,
but
that's the thing. The thing about that is you have to win that argument,
yeah,
and that's not a good starting point. I wouldn't say.
no, it would be probably akin to saying, "Oh, I'm an anti-Zionist,"
Because
all
if
over the front pages of the papers.
Oh, I see. I see. I don't know. Yeah. Well, actually, it's interesting. I did read
It's
an
a radical
article
thing to do.
by about Mandani, whatever he's called, in New York, that said, the new mayor of New York, not mayor,
Oh yeah,
mayor. Well, he will be mayor, whatever. But like, so they're talking about his because obviously in New York, I mean, it's very Democrat, but it's got quite a big Jewish population. I think probably biggest Jewish population outside of Israel, I think, and. Um, Not that Jewish people have anything to do with Israel, although, a lot of them do support Israel. And unfortunately, through no fault of their own, and not because they're Jewish, but because of Jewish institutions that promote Israel's agenda. Anyway, the point was that they made this. They said that he won. He had a winning strategy on this issue, which was to appeal to Zionists at the lowest bar that he possibly could without capitulating any of his actual positions that he holds. So not going to the point of anti-Zionism, as you said, that's too far, because there is, for a lot of Jewish people in New York, apparently, there is still a kind of general bar of support for the state of Israel to exist, regardless of, yeah, and whatever they think about what Israel's doing right now. Okay, and so what he would say when asked about if he supported Israel, if he supported what was going on, he said, I support Israel's right to exist." Right, and then
Yeah,
if
I think that's
pushed,
a good thing though, because Israel will exist even if there is a peace settlement and all the one state thing. It would just be called the state of Israel and Palestine or something like
nobody
that.
cares about that, Matt. That
Okay,
doesn't matter because we don't know what's
carry
going
on.
to happen. It's about
No.
right now, right? And he says, when he's pushed on it, he says, I support a state in which people have equal rights.
Yeah, that sounds a very good thing to say.
But that's not the Israeli state.
No, but you just told me that's the carry on.
Because
Yeah,
a state with equal rights would not be a Zionist state.
it would be a reformed state.
But it would have a Jewish minority.
Well, I don't know if it would be really population wise, isn't it
Well,
about roughly equal?
things are changing quite quickly. I grant you that. But generally, it holds that it would be. Um, and at the very least, in order to maintain a Jewish majority, you would have to put into place some kind of system that would ensure that.
Yeah,
And not only because there are less Jews as it stands, but also generally the Jewish population are wealthier, are less likely to have more children. There is a lot of Palestinians who are, um, you know, diaspora that could come back if you are. So if you're going to allow Jews in, you're going to have. So it's going to be very difficult to have a state where everybody's equal, but it also maintains this sort of. It's not going to be Israel. It's not going to be a Zionist state. So it's interesting, but it's very difficult for people to argue with him when he says, "I want a state in which everybody has equal rights," because who can argue with that? So that's quite a clever line, I would say.
yeah,
And that would
that's
have
what I
all,
was saying.
yeah,
It's
that's
really
what you,
obvious.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But now I'm saying it.
Yeah, good. Well done. All right, that's three of us. Me, you, and the mayor of New York have got this world bang to fucking
Uh,
whatever you call it. We're
okay.
sorting it out.
Yeah. No, but I think in terms of, I think you want to push, I think anti-banks, anti, not rich people per se, but anti the sort of systems in which people can get away with moving money offshore and stuff. But this is where it gets really murky, right? Because if you start attacking these offshore places like the British Virgin Islands and all of that, this is what the security state also uses. And this is also what
Yeah,
international criminal organizations, which I mean, people complain about, oh, the problem with these massive multinationals companies like Amazon and stuff is that they can play the US off against Europe, and get the best tax deals and stuff. It's the same for fucking international criminal gangs that are based in both, Russia and Israel. It's the same kind of shit that's going on. So there's like, if you're going to start to actually try and address like how do we have a more kind of just system in which money isn't just taken out of this country all the time, then you're going to get into some really murky, difficult world. But I think people are ready for it. That's why I think the Epstein thing's so popular. I think that would be a way to go. You probably will get assassinated. That's the only problem with that. But that's why Zara Sultan is there. So, Corbyn gets shot, and then Zara just immediately gets up. Right, and as Jeremy was saying, if anybody shoots another bullet, that's another 10 million we're letting in.
well, Donald Trump did well out of his assassination attempt, didn't he?
That's true. We've only got 10 minutes left, but that was
They
faked,
clipped his
so
ear.
that he could win the election. Everybody knows that, Matt.
Mm. Now that is a good idea. Jeremy Corbyn could stage.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
no, but if the fucking left-wing people were involved in staging an
I'll
assassination,
kill him. Yeah.
he'd make a right fucking hash of it.
Yeah, they'll end up killing him. The assassin will kill himself.
Yeah. A blood patch of fucking red paint will just pop about 10 minutes after everyone's dead.
Yeah, people keep getting assassinated weeks later. So they've only just got through the bureaucracy.
Yeah.
Are you tired, Matt?
Right.
You okay? We've only got 10 minutes
Mhm.
left. So this is just the chill out at the end now. We've had we normally do the comments, but
We,
we
we
could we
we
could
started, did we?
we could look at the oh yeah, we've had a hell of a ride. I
Oh
think
wow.
we've covered everything. The thing I said, this podcast we're supposed to cover, with the podcasts of record, and we cover
Yeah.
all the issues. And sometimes I feel guilty when we don't cover certain things, because I feel like
Like what?
people that listen to it rely on us, like the floods in southern France, for example. We haven't covered that,
Yeah.
Matt. And someone will be
Yeah.
like, I highly doubt there are floods in southern France. I didn't hear about it on Newscum, so I don't
Yeah.
think it's happened really. But I'm afraid they have happened, and we just didn't
Yeah.
cover it at the time. I think we should also
Yeah.
cover all historical things that have ever happened and say which ones happened and which ones didn't. So
Yeah.
Holocaust happened.
Uh-huh.
That's the first one. But the
Yeah.
thing about the Holocaust is, you know, uh, what's that guy? You've never been there, guy. What's his name?
Douglas Murray.
Douglas Murray was talking about Winston Churchill, and he was saying, "Oh, people judge Winston Churchill by today's standards, but he's a Victorian, and so it's no surprise that he had Victorian values." But I'd say the same about about the Holocaust, right? Like genocide in general was quite a sort of early 20th century thing. So we should judge the Holocaust as like just a sort of one of the practices of a simpler time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the issues I have with the trigonometry people is I think I'm sure they've said this explicitly as well at one point or another, that they don't seem to be talking about about policy. They are just sort of saying, well, that's all right because that's the kind of thing I would do. And if you wouldn't have done that, then you're
You're
lying.
then you're a
So it's like
pussyo.
with the Israel thing, they're like, yeah, but obviously, if you get attacked, you could smash the shit out of everyone and want to kill them all. It's like, yeah, that's what you want to do, but that doesn't mean it's a fucking good idea.
I know. I know.
So, but I think there's a lot of people like Doug Murray and the trigonometry people who that's kind of what their attitude is. It's like, well, that's how I would feel.
No, but they
So
only.
so I'm going to be quite
I
gentle
think
on
they
the
no
nasty
they only
view.
say that when it suits them, and in other
Yeah.
situations they're like, no, we've got to step back and think about
Yeah.
strategically
But
what
it's
is the right thing to do in the situation.
yeah. But I guess my point is that it's kind of leading with feelings, I suppose, or kind of reactionary feelings, um, based on your, I don't know, prejudices or whatever, rather than thinking, well, what's the best thing that should happen in this circumstance, and how can we make how can we
I
make
mean,
that happen?
I don't know, Quentin Crisp personally, obviously, but
I
he
had a fag with him actually at the back of a comedy club about 10 years ago.
he smokes. Right, that's it. He no, but he either I don't know he either is like a bit of a sort of idiot who's become very engaged in politics and made a career out of it, even though he's completely emotionally driven. Seems unlikely to
Well, we're
me.
all emotionally driven,
Shut up, man! I'm talking. No, I don't think that.
apart from you, obviously, Daniel.
We're all emotionally driven. What's the opposite of driven? I'm like emotionally like
Walked.
no, like when you're not driven to. I'm like emotionally procrastinating
Pathetic.
or something pathetic. Yeah, but no, I think I don't think he's that stupid. I don't think that he is deciding his ideas about what should happen in the Middle East and stuff based purely on this like emotional vitriol. And anyway, why does he give his so why does he care so much about Israel? It's like that's the thing. Why is he associate when if I was attacked? What about if you were starved, if you were genocided? So no, no, I only see myself as an Israeli. It's kind I
Mm.
don't believe that is the case, but I think he says that. I mean, he might be that stupid. I don't know. This is
No,
this is my
I
thing.
think a lot
This
of
is my
I think the
question to you.
vast
Are you
majority of
that
people.
stupid, or is he doing it because it's quite manipulative? Because the people that watch his stuff do want to be like emotionally. It's the same with Gray and Lynn. No, 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 no.
I'm not, I wouldn't say that really. I think just people in general are very tribal. They pick a side in an issue, and then they go, that's what I do. My team," and then that's
That's
what people
that's that's very
generally
silly.
do.
It's very silly, Matt.
But that's what we are.
I'm not.
We're tribal animals.
Not
What
me.
do you mean you're not?
I'm not.
We're all individuals. I'm not.
Exactly. Except for this is the opposite of that. You're saying we're all tribal and I'm not. So it actually makes sense. God damn
Yes,
it.
somehow. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think no, because I think well, okay, but the idea is that if you engage in this sort of stuff, you want to kind of elevate your own understanding and the discourse that you use to a position where you are not being emotionally driven by these
But
things.
we're all emotionally driven. Like
I
I
know
think
that,
it's
but
a
you
good
try
idea
and
to have a more
escape
peaceful
it.
planet.
You try,
But
and
that's
this is my
still
advice to you. Well, I'm surprised to you, but to them, but certainly it's like you do want to try and avoid these kind of things. And if you do watch stuff like that, you might want to try and avoid trigonometry. Because and the people on trigonometry should avoid trigonometry, or they should do something else where they try and come up with a more rational understanding about what's going on and not be so emotion driven. And I would say the same. I really would say the same to Gray. No, 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 because he has lost so much. Like, regardless of what you think about his fight, he's lost his wife, he's lost his career, he's lost everything, and it's like over what? Like, it's like if you want to solve these problems, if he's serious about coming up with better policies about trans stuff,
then
then
be
if you want,
quiet about it. Then don't tweet about it.
no, I wouldn't say that. I'd say be smarter about it. Like this podcast, just really well. It really is fucking changing the
Be
world.
smarter about it. How?
But don't
What
say
what are you talking
kick
about?
people in the balls or this photo you can smell. It undermines your argument, does it not? I mean, if you don't care, if you're just having fun like we are, because we don't care about anything. But it's like he has become very emotionally involved in it. Like I'm not. People are emotionally driven, but like there is a
But that's
point
not the issue, is it?
where
The
it
issue
becomes.
is about freedom of speech and about over policing.
Well, I don't think it is for Graham Linehan. There's only one issue for Graham Linehan, and if
Well,
something else falls into that, then that might be an issue for a while. But I'm sure he'll forget about that if he gets off. I don't think he's seeing these. If
well,
you,
they're
I
not
mean,
going to. They won't prosecute, will they? Because it would result in a court scene like you were referring to earlier, which would be absolutely ridiculous.
yeah, it'll be quite
So,
good. Wes treating as a character witness. We've only got a minute left. Final thoughts, Matt. I feel like I've put you through the ringer today. You should have the last word. Only one word, and it's got to be an N word, a British N word.
oh,
No, no, don't say it.
you want me to say a word to finish the
No, no,
podcast?
say what you want. We've got less than a
Any
minute left.
word.
No, just say a sentence. Just